a shipping man, he charts course of life. In 1995, Mr. Rai, now a captain with the Merchant Navy, was at his home in Jalandhar when his left eye vision blurred. Doctors found that there was a nerve problem behind the left retina. At around this time, his mother and wife went to Guruji's temple in Defense Colony for an errand. Subsequently, Rai's mother wanted her son to go to Guruji. He refused initially but agreed to drop his mother till Guruji's place. Once he was there, he was curious and went inside. Like all mothers, Rai too was anxious that her son should get well. She told Guruji of his problem. Guruji sent Rai to another room and told him to wait. Rai was restless and mentally asked Guruji what he was doing there. No sooner had he made the query when Guruji came and asked him, "What should I do for you?" He asked Rai to get a bunch of betel leaves. He blessed these and asked him to put them over his eyes with the help of a light bandage for about an hour and then dispose of the leaves in flowing water. After an hour, Rai found his vision was perfect. Rai began going regularly to Guruji's. He had a vision on his third or fourth visit. He was woken up during his sleep and found that there was a blue light on his bedroom wall. He could clearly see Shivji, and further ahead, in a yellow dress, was Guruji. In place of Guruji's head, there was a Shivlinga. He woke up his wife Anu, and the projection on the wall vanished. Till that time, Rai had no idea of Shivji. He thought he must have been a mythological figure. Guruji's play with his devotee had begun, and his grace had begun to flow toward Rai family. Anu was suffering from a slip disc in her lower back. She used to wear a heavy belt. According to the doctors, the only way out was an operation. This was fairly risky as a slight surgical error could lead to paralysis. When Guruji came to know of the problem, he took a spoon and scanned Anu's back through it. The condition simply disappeared, and she has had no problem since. Soon after, when the couple traveled to Hemkund Sahib, they had to climb 22 kilometers on foot, and Anu was miles ahead of others. Rai had a month or so left to get back to his ship. He decided to get his youngest maternal aunt Amasi, who had had her heart wall changed to Jalandhar, so that she could benefit from Guruji's presence. Guruji, meanwhile, would regularly ask him on what date he was going to his ship, and Rai's unchanging reply was a month. He would also make Rai listen to a shabad, one of whose lines said that the new devotee was still at the first step, but had already begun calling everybody to the path of faith. However, Rai went as planned to Pune and came back with his mother's sister. When they went for darshan, they found access was not easy. Devotees would tell them Guruji was in part meditation, or the gate would be closed. Apparently, something was up. Rai and his Mausi were able to go inside one day. Guruji blessed her but asked her to go back to Pune. The message was unheeded. Mausi went to him again and was told to go back. When the Rais asked him if she might stay, Guruji kept silent. Clearly, he wanted her to return to Pune. Soon, Rai was about to leave Jalandhar to get back on his ship when his Mausi complained of a heart problem and was admitted to the military hospital in Jalandhar. By the time he had reached his ship, her condition had worsened. However, thanks to Guruji, her last days were pleasant and happy. Her family members were able to meet her, and she told them that it was due to Guruji that they could see and talk to her. She breathed her last peacefully, but the message was brought home. Had Rai listened to Guruji, the end might not have come at the time it did. Following Guruji's word getting promoted, Rai was planning to shift from his shipping company to another one since his promotion to the captain of the ship had been due for last 4 years. But it was not happening despite his work and his profile being okay. He was in Chandigarh and it was his wife's birthday when he received a call from Mumbai from another shipping company. They asked him to come to Mumbai, promising to take him on as captain. Rai went to Delhi to take Guruji's permission, and Guruji gave it, merely saying, "Come, make the visit." In Mumbai, Rai had his medical checkups and then met company officials. He found during the meeting that they had changed their tune. They were now asking him to join the ship for 2 months before promoting him to captain. Rai refused the offer. He came back to find that the old firm wanted him back. Guruji advised him to join them. Accordingly, Rai left for Scotland, where the ship was due to arrive in the port. The ship was 2-3 days late, and he hung around. On the day the ship was going to come, Rai had a dream. He saw Guruji giving him a date, July 14th. He woke up wondering what the date meant. When the ship came, he was not asked to relieve the chief officer. Instead, the ship's captain had instructions to take Rai on a parallel tour till the Caribbean, where he was to be relieved and Rai given the charge of the ship. Rai was not informed of this, however, and the date on which Rai was appointed captain, July 14th. The dream had come true. Because the disciple had followed the Guru's words, instead the blessings remained with Rai through the 9 months he was on the ship. He says that during these months, so blessed was he that anything that he think would happen, he grew afraid of wishing for the wrong thing. What can't Guruji do? In 1997, Rai had gone to Mumbai to get a new passport on an urgent basis. When he tried to get a new one issued, he found to his consternation that the old one had a valid visa was lost. He was at his wits' end. Imagine his surprise when a gang member involved in stealing of passports told him not to worry. They took the details of his passport, found it, and gave it back to him. The Pune miracles. Rai's son was also a recipient of Guruji's blessings. Though he had taken up maths and science, Guruji told him to do a law course from Pune, where Rai's maternal uncle resided. Father and son reached Pune to find that all the seats had been taken. Since he hadn't sat for the exam, there was no question of him getting a seat. Then the Pune University decided to open a new section. He sat for the exam and was admitted. Guruji remarked on his admission, saying that just to get him admitted, he had to get 60 more students in as well. Then Guruji had to make sure that he passed examinations as well, that the divine will was working closely to bring him success was clear when Guruji mentioned that though his friends were failing, he was passing every year. Rai's maternal uncle in Pune was benefited as well. Once Guruji gave Rai a photograph to take for his uncle in Pune. This was surprising because Rai had never talked about his maternal uncle to Guruji. When the photograph was given in Pune, Rai's uncle was surprised as well and cryptically exclaimed, "How does Guruji know?" Rai was intrigued and wanted his uncle to declare what he was referring to. After 30 years of marriage, the couple was childless. However, they were trying to get a baby through a surrogate mother without success. Soon after Guruji's photograph arrived, Rai's uncle was blessed with a son. Incidentally, till that time he had never had Guruji's darshan. He began visiting Guruji from Pune after the son was born. 3:30 p.m. Tokyo, Rai gets wake-up call. Though Captain Rai and his family were devoted to Guruji, his father was not keen on going. His principle was that one should be a good man and have a direct relationship with God. One day the Rais went to Guruji's telling their father that they were going to city. When they come before Guruji, he, knowing what they had told their father, told them to go back to the city. Not only did the Rais decide to return home, the incident prompted them to tell their father about Guruji. Guruji's protection extended to Rai's father as well. The Rais were shifting base to Chandigarh from Jalandhar on Guruji's orders. The family went first with Rai's father, bringing the baggage which had a big photograph of Guruji's next. The very day Rai's father arrived in Chandigarh to the new house, he had a heart attack. He was taken to military hospital. Guruji was in Delhi and Rai was with his ship in Tokyo. Rai was sleeping in his cabin, which was bolted from inside, when he felt someone shake his leg and wake him up. He looked at the clock and it was 3:30 p.m. Just then there was a call from home. It was his wife, saying that his father was seriously ill. Rai said that Guruji had just woken him up and would take care of his father too. Meanwhile, it was found that the father's arteries were blocked, but he returned from hospital. 10 days later, he fainted again. This time, the problem was put before Guruji. He called the couple and advised a remedy. Soon Rai's father was better. However, he still had to undergo a test. The day before, Guruji asked Rai to give his father a shot of whiskey. When the test report came, the doctor at first said nothing. He went around with the reports to other doctors. Then finally, he did return to his patient. The puzzled doctor said the heart was okay. His father was cured. Rai's mother too was blessed. Once, while she was taking a bath in her Jalandhar home, she had a vision. She saw the pages of Guru Granth Sahib opening and Guruji's face on them. His mother reported that at this time the divine will had led her to do part automatically. Satsang as narrated by Captain Rai, Stena Marine Management, Houston, USA.